Listen to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to y'all real quick. 40 Cal is about to get in the ring. He's going to be on Rarebreed Entertainment. I know what y'all thinking. You know, it's a lot of industry people or people that were in the industry or were prominent in the industry that came back, you know, to battle rap, which was a couple of them. You had Joe Buttons and then you had Cassidy. Then you had people that were kind of known in the streets, one of which is 40 Cal. You know, he's battled before on the Fight Club. I think he battled a guy named Sam Scarfo. He was kind of known as like some guy that people thought his name was like Gorilla. He battled like .com. He battled a couple of people. He battled like Cardi. Like he battled like a few people. You know what I mean? And I watched a couple of his battles and kind of trying to get like prepared to like, you know, get interested in the pay-per-view that ARP was going to put up. You know, or, you know, to try to get people excited about. So I looked at him, you know, into him a little bit. I looked at the battles that he had, and I was kind of thinking like, you know, you about to go up against Ill Will. 40 Cal. We ain't about to play 40 Cal. God. Listen, damn it. You about to go up against Ill Will. You know what I mean? So I had to like look at this like, is 40 Cal going to be able to deal with Ill Will? You know what I mean? I watched a few of his battles. You know, I listened to some of his interviews. He actually had like one of a more recent interview on like Hip Hop Is Real. I think it was a while ago though, you know what I mean? But he had one on Hip Hop Is Real. It's basically talking about, you know, how battle rap used to be versus how it is now. Like now they're using like personals. They got like a ton of time to write for each other. The same things that we heard like Cassidy kind of talk about, you know, but you know, back when they used to just have verses that were prepared for just anybody, you know what I mean? And right now he's in a position in life to where he wants to battle, but the bag has to make sense. You know, when you think about a recording artist who, you know, was kind of having like some sort of a buzz like back in the day that may not be as what he once was, like he's gonna get paid or have to get paid, you know, to have his brand like be exploited in a sense. I'm not saying Rarebreed Entertainment is just like exploiting 40 Cal. You know, I think it's a situation to where they feel like, hey, we got somebody that was in the industry. He's thinking about coming back to battle rap, or he's saying that he's got the itch to come back to battle rap. Why not go ahead, you know, talk to him, work some things out, and see if we can book this for the people and see whether or not he could actually hang in battle rap. Now, I've listened to interviews with 40 Cal, and I will say this. I do think he is well in tune with what's going on in battle rap. He's got the, you know, the URL app. You know, he knows the matches that have been going on. He's very in tune, and you can see on My Expert Opinion when he's talking to Math Hoffa, he knows what's going on, bro. Like, he's not moving into this kind of, you know, blindly. He's seen what happened to King Los. He's seen what happened to Joe Buttons. He's seen, you know what I'm saying, like what happened with Cassidy. He knows, like, what he's up against, and he's a big fan of a lot of these battle rappers, including, I'm sure, like, he knows, I wouldn't say fan of, but he knows, like, who Ill Will is, you know, so he knows he's going to have to bring it. I was kind of having my reservations on 40 Cal until I kind of looked at, you know, he had, like, he was playing around, it was him and Queens Flip. They were in a store. I think it was like a gas station or like a corner store or something like that. And you know how Queens Flip does the, like, I want to battle? You know, he did that with 40 Cal, and 40 Cal was kind of, you know, at that time, I think this was like a couple years ago, his bars for that time was kind of modern, you know what I mean, for what they, you know, battle rappers were doing and what they were talking about. And I was kind of surprised, like, yo, like, that's a huge jump from where he was, like, in Fight Club to where he was, like, battling, like, Queens Flip. And I know what y'all saying, like, Queens Flip is not a battle rapper. That don't really count, you know, but you could see how quickly he was able to make the transition from the old style, the Fight Club era, to what they were doing, like, around that time. Now, this is kind of a newer era. You know, we kind of in the, you know, people are putting their hands on each other, pushing people, you know what I mean, pocket tapping. It's a whole different, you know, style of battle rap. There's a lot of personals. You know, these people now, they have a lot of time to write for you. You know, with you being 40 Cal, I think you said, I think it was in I can't remember what, I think it was the Hip Hop is Real interview. You were saying like there's a lot that people can talk about with you, because of your history of what you've done, so it's easier for somebody to write for you, so for you to sit down and have to break, a competitor down, and somebody you got to get in the ring with is going to have to make sense, and you're going to have to get paid for it, so I think you kind of understand, what you're going to be up against, but the issue is right now, can you compete with somebody that's arguably battler of the year? You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it. People are going to say, yo, Geechee Gotti might be battler of the year. X, Y, and Z, this person, that person, K-Shine. People have their picks. Some people thinking Danny Myers might be. But I'm looking at Ill Will, not just like as a great battle rapper in terms of taking a lot of battles and, winning a lot of or most of the battles that he's won. He's got some of the most 3-0s on different leagues than any other battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? So, and that last year, if you look at the people he battled, the type of battles that he had, how clearly he won those battles, how he just made Av look like Av was an amateur in the ring, it's going to be hard for somebody to want to say, okay, we got Ill Will. He's certified. We've seen what he can do. He's hella talented. We think that 40 Cal could just come into battle rap after so many years off and beat him. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of fans are going to have an issue with that. And I think you're well aware that this is not going to be, a cakewalk. You know what I mean? Not only are you going to have an issue with the battler, you're going to have an issue. You're going to have to be fighting against media. You know what I mean? The fan bases. Like battle rappers have a huge fan bases. One of the things you learn about when you're a blogger and when you want to get into this space, if you make a blog, you're not just dealing with the battle rapper. You're dealing with the fan bases. You know what I'm saying? So we understand exactly how big and how strong these fan bases are. And when you're going into a battle with somebody and you may be the underdog, it's a whole nother element of, something you're going to have to deal with. You know what I mean? I think that you are in tune with battle rap to the point to where you feel like you know what's going on. But I will tell you this, Ill Will is not somebody you want to play with, bruh. I don't know what the negotiations was. I know Ill Will, he rocks with Rarebreed. Tough. ARP is going to give him the good matches, and he's going to pay him like Ill Will probably what he wants, and he knows that in a sense that's one of his gunners, so, Ill Will is somebody that I think ARP would look at like, yo, you've done X, Y, and Z for me. You've shown up, you've done a very good job. We want to reward you by giving you like 40 Cal. I don't know if this was something that 40 Cal negotiated or if ARP was just like, yo, I want you to battle Ill Will. I think he deserves this opportunity. I will say this, 40 Cal, please. You know what I mean? Like, if you can. I know you've already been studying. Cut out everything, you know what I mean? Like, just focus on this person because Ill Will, like I will tell you, like you probably already watching him, he is no joke in his battle rap space, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Is this a battle to kind of keep you guys like engaged in battle rap and make you want to purchase the pay-per-view, or is this something that you kind of looking at like, yeah, it's dope that ARP brought him back, but this isn't enough to really sell me on a pay-per-view. For me, I kind of want to see it. You know what I mean? Like, with you and your style of rap, 40 Cal, like the type of music you've been able to put out, which I think is dope, the style that which you had in battle rap, which is kind of reminiscent of a lot of styles that we used to hear, like the J Mills style, like the Murder Mook style. Like your style is kind of reminiscent of that when I'm listening to you, on Fight Club or how Arsenal used to be, not as disrespectful, but just like the flow pattern, the rhythm that you had, so I'm interested to see how the transition is going to be from Fight Club to the new era of battle rap. Are you going to be able to adjust? Is the money, that you being paid gonna, help you have the time to get ready for Ill Will? You know what I mean? But I feel like this, if you're a battle rapper and you being paid by the league, give them like a good performance and, show your fans, even though you're not as prominent or as popular as you once were, 40 Cal, you still got to think, I've got a huge fan base out here. You know what I mean? Like, you might not be able to see him technically, but a lot of people are still going to be rocking with you from the past relationships that you had with the Dipset and like different things like in rap. So people are going to want to see you succeed, especially the people that used to watch, battle rap back in the Fight Club days or that era, or when Lions, Den was like popping, and people were just looking at everybody in the battle rap space. People are going to want to see whether or not 40 Cal can do well. And with ARP, being able to bring people back, to battle, I think he's got access to be able to bring anybody back, you know what I mean, for whatever amount of money that they probably want for him to be bringing back the people that he's brought back so far. Murder Mook, let's not act like he's a cheap act, and I'm not just trying to make this all about the money. He brought back King Los, you know what I mean? Like, so, and then he's bringing you back, Jay Mills, all that. So I know he can kind of bring back whoever he wants, but he may feel like this is something that I want to bet on, to where I feel like this is going to be a decent battle that's going to help carry the card. You know what I mean? So he's having a situation where he's believing in you. You know what I mean? Obviously, I could tell in the Math Hoffa interview that you did on My Expert Opinion, I could see that you believe that you got what it takes to kind of hang with these people in battle rap. But I want to see, can you actually do it? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to count you out like a lot of people might, but then again, we got to still like be realistic about it. You going up against a dangerous opponent, you know what I mean, that can make you look crazy. I don't know if you've seen him versus Rum Nitty, he's very awkward, in his approach to his opponents. He's very charismatic, brings out like you could do stand-up comedy on you, steal your style like what he did with Av, or just bar you out. He could do a lot of different things. So you have to be prepared for the unknown when you're getting into the ring with Ill Will. But I'm excited to see what could potentially happen, on this card. This is going to take place, I believe, in Atlanta. You know what I mean? There's a couple other battles that I'm hearing whispers of that seem like they might be actually interesting. You know what I mean? So hopefully, the car ends up being a success. But 40 Cal, please, if you can, listen to me. Listen to me. God, 40 Cal. Listen. You know what I mean? Like, do not take Ill Will light. You know what I mean? He is, in my opinion, like one of the battlers of the year, bruh. So just know what you're getting involved with. And sometimes money, it might not be worth, you know what I mean? Come on, bruh. It might not be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you might want to think about somebody else, but I don't know what the negotiations was. And I'm not going to say you can't win, but I see that people may end up being against you going into this battle. You know what I mean? But, the pay-per-view can go on and you can do well. And we could be talking about you like we talk about King Los. Yeah, he wasn't the best, but he ended up coming back and he was hanging with somebody that's, a more current like rapper. A lot of people got him beaten, had ice. People, a lot of people who talk about that battle haven't even watched the battle. Because you see people saying like, oh, he came back, he lost. He didn't. Like, he came back and he beat Head Ice. I think Head Ice even said he won. So, I mean, it is Head Ice, but, he still came back and he won, and he gave it his all, so we can't really diss King Los like that. He could have brought him back against somebody else, but ARP chose you. So hopefully you show up and you show the world, you know what I mean, that an industry rapper can stand toe-to-toe with a modern-day battle rapper, and give us a good performance. It's already getting big. You see the Breakfast Club, they just gave this guy that, said something he shouldn't have said, the donkey of the day. You see Arsenal on the Breakfast Club, Chris Brown doing songs with people. Like, battle rap is getting big, but don't make the mistake of having an example made out of you by a veteran battle rapper, by not being prepared or taking somebody light. You know what I mean? So I don't think you're going to do that, but I just had to say it. You know what I mean? Because if you take that battle and it ain't that good, we going to have to get on here and we going to have to say what it is. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I never talked to you before, never met you, but I wish you luck. You know what I mean? That is what it is. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace.